Hi there, and welcome to Jill's Quest for Riches. Now, in today's episode, I'm going to go a little bit deeper into our chicken business idea of last time. So, if you want to check purely the idea and what's it about, be sure to check the previous video. But now we're going to talk purely about the financials behind it. So, what's up for the agenda today? First, we're going to dig into what the upfront investment was, how much money did we put into it, and time. Second one is the cash flow and the break-even point. Then the issues we have faced and more importantly are facing today. And then 4 possible solutions for these issues. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go. All right, the investment. What did it cost us to even just get started? Well, as you saw in the previous video, we made some flyers and that absolutely didn't work out. But yeah, little did we know, and they did cost 37 euros. So that's the first cost on the list. Then we also bought chickens, obviously. In total, we spent 250 euros on this, knowing that on average we spend 10 euros per chicken. You might think, yeah, but how come then you only have 20 chickens? Well, as we discussed in a previous video as well, we lost some chickens to predators, unfortunately. Some other costs that we saw was, for example, buying a feeder and a water container. That was in total 40 euros. Very important was the automatic gate with light sensor to keep predators out at night. And that was 160 euros, so a big chunk of the budget. We also bought some predator traps for 55 euros. Never caught anything with them in the end, but hey. And that gives a total of 542 euros of upfront investment before we could get started. You should know that on top of that, we also spent more than 2 entire Sundays, morning till evening, just constructing the hen house. And there's a lot of things that we didn't have to pay for. For example, the material to build the hen house, like nails and wood, were available in my father's workshop. And we were able to recover a used horse trailer to build the hen house in. So those are things we didn't need to pay for. We also are able to use a field for free, which is something that maybe if you want to set this up at your town, you might have to pay some rent or render a service in another way to obtain this field. Next up is cash flow. Now, for those who don't know what cash flow is, it's the money that goes in minus the money that goes out every month. It's the cash flow or positive cash flow. Today we have 8 subscribers, so that's 80 euros per month coming in. We have running costs like the food and chicken stuff. That is more or less 32 euros per month. So that leaves a positive cash flow of 48 euros per month. Now you have to know that together we work about maybe 32 hours per month on this project, so that's around €1.50 per hour of work. So that's not that good of a deal. The second important thing to pay attention to is the break-even point. Now, for those who don't know what the break-even point is, it's the point at which you've generated enough revenue, positive cash flows, to recuperate all the upfront investments you made. Every positive cash flow after the break-even point is actually real profit. The profit before is to pay back money that you've spent earlier on. And in the scenario we're in now, we need actually 11 months like this with this cash flow to be break even. What are the issues that we are facing? Well, you might have seen from the numbers before that it's not that profitable yet, or not interesting, time-wise at least. Now, a few things that are at play here is that the chickens we have, the 20 chickens, are not yet at full production. So our best day, we maybe got 11 eggs in one day, whilst we actually have 20 chickens. Reasonably, that could go to 20 eggs per day, at least with the breed that we bought. So that would drastically increase production, so the amount of subscriptions we can handle, without increasing the costs. We still need to feed these chickens the same amount of food. A second big issue is that our egg production completely went down in the winter months. So as of November, we're nearly at 0 eggs per day, which means no more income, which is a huge change in the complete business plan. And this is more or less the winter stop, so they should start again in the near future. but it's something we hadn't calculated for. Because in these months, we still have to clean out the hen house, we still have to give them food, buy the food, but we don't have any revenue anymore. The subscriptions are all paused now. And then the major issue that you could bring up is even if the chickens are at full production, 20 subscriptions per month, and they lay all winter through, it's still not that profitable, right? Because that would bring us at a cash flow of 168 euros per month, and we would be break even already after 3.2 months instead of 11 months. But we would still only be making roughly 5.25 euros per hour of time we're putting into it. So that's still financially not that good of a trade-off. So then what are the solutions? Well, to problem 1 and 2, the chickens are not yet at full production and the production completely halted during the winter, the answer is the same. We will wait it out until spring. And then we will know how long this winter stop lasts. We will know whether maybe after 1 year, then only the chickens get to go to full production and all of them start laying very regularly. And if that's not the case, then we should try to find out what else could be the cause of them not producing as many eggs as they should. And then the answer to the third challenge, even if everything goes well, it's still not bringing in that much money compared to the efforts we put in. Well, the answer there is scale. What's interesting here, if we would double or quadruple our production, the number of chickens we have, let's say now we have 20, let's go to 80, then the amount of upfront investment will go up nearly with the same amount. We might be able to recuperate some of the upfront investment costs and we will not do flyers again and that kind of stuff. But in the end, we'll still need a second hen house. We'll still need an extra feeder. We definitely need an extra automated gate. So there's the investment costs that you have again. You have your running costs. The next 20 chickens will eat and drink as much as the current 20 chickens. So what is the interesting part? Our efforts don't go up times 2, times 3, times 4 to manage all of this. Whether you go and pick up eggs from 20 chickens or from 40 chickens, the main effort is still going to the hen house, opening it, doing your tour and coming back. Same with feeding the chickens. You'll just be carrying a bigger bucket with more food in there, but it's not that much of extra effort. So let's say that maybe we would have 20% more time that we need to put into it. When we have 4 times as many chickens, that will be a completely different scenario. Going from 20 to 40 chickens will double the revenue. We will be able to sell twice as many subscriptions. So let's take the case with quadrupling our production. We can easily do that given the field that we have, the room, the space that we have. That would mean 4 times the revenue, but I would estimate 20% more efforts time-wise from our side. So we would end up with a positive cash flow of 672 euros per month. And that would be then, with the new efforts, about 17.5 euro per hour we put into it. That's already way more reasonable, and it can scale further and better in the same way. So a quick recap, we have those 3 major issues to tackle. Scaling is probably the main answer, but we will only do that once we've tackled issue 1 and 2, because if we cannot get these 20 chickens to get reasonable production, then it doesn't make sense to replicate what's going wrong into 40, 60 or 80 chickens. So the coming spring and summer will probably be very decisive in whether or not we will continue this side business. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned something from it. Don't hesitate to ask your questions in the comments, and hope to see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye everyone. Meet my partner in crime, Frederik. Frederik, how much do you enjoy our chicken ID?
Super nice, super nice. Best idea of my life.
Did you have any other plans on Sunday?
Yes, but they're all
They're gone. They're gone.